The Square Ball Podcast.
Welcome to Propaganda, brought to you with Levi Solicitors. 10% discount on your legal fees at levisolicitors.co.uk/the Square Ball. Dan, Michael and Rob here. Part 2 now of the show, where we look at what the opposition fans have been saying about Leeds United's most recent game, in this case Southampton. We'll also take a little swim into the waters of the wider world of propaganda. What else has been going on in football? Where are we starting today, Michael?
With boring Southampton fans. Where's the anger?
To be fair, there's no anger among Leeds fans about this game either.
No. After the Wolves, though, it seems like such a come down. Wolves, we could have gone for...
They're still angry.
We could have gone for hours about it.
By the way, did you see the penalty that got given for Watkins jumping into the keeper at Aston Villa? That was funny, wasn't it?
Yeah, it didn't cost him in the end, did it?
No.
So the conspiracy didn't...
Ah, right.
So it didn't quite work, did it, actually?
No.
But yeah, it was a soft pen.
Yeah.
But that's what you get when you play against Ollie Watkins. He does do this sort of thing.
I can't believe they looked at that and thought, yeah, that's definitely a penalty. The keeper's wrong there. Shut up. Anyway, Southampton.
Yeah, there's also not all that much out there from Southampton. They don't seem to have like a huge amount of fan channels and stuff. So, but I've done what I can.
Okay. Oh, God bless you.
It's not.
You carry the burden well, Michael.
It's not brilliant. But stay tuned.
Listen, even if it's not good, you make me proud.
We've got some Matt Letizia anyway coming up.
Oh, great. I'm sure that'll be...
Speaking of conspiracy theories.
Just for something off-piste. But the official Southampton YouTube account has like a fan phone-in bit afterwards when they speak to some people. This is from that. Great. They thought basically the same as Leeds fans. It's fine, wasn't it?
Whatever.
A 1-1 result was probably a fair result. I think there was good moments for both teams. I think the formations kind of cancelled each out at times, in terms of there'd been a lot of bodies within the middle of the field, quite narrow for both teams, even though Southampton had a bit of joy in the second half with Cole Capita's giving Southampton really, really good width. Not many opportunities in the game, a few half chances. But yeah, Leeds started very, very well. Real intensity, real purpose, and were the better the team, probably deserved to go in front. But a good reaction from Southampton in the second half. And
yeah, it just went on.
Leeds United went flaccid, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but noticed it too. The old, what did Moscow describe it as?
Two penises docking.
That was it.
Attempting to dock.
The rutting cocks in the middle of the pitch, bumping up against each other.
We should explain where that reference comes from. It was because Neil Warnock at one stage, when he was Leeds manager, deployed a very narrow formation, not dissimilar to this, and we described it as the penis formation, didn't we? Because we had your full-backs acting as the sort of wider parts of the balls through the middle, and then we had a sort of a big shaft up the middle.
Shaft of Michael Brown.
Yes.
Danny Pugh.
Yeah, it's worth contrasting with the Warnock penis formation, because that involved a number of one-paced midfielders. It quite often had like Paul Green, Michael Tong, David Norris, Michael Brown, all wedged in the middle of the pitch, and we've got more about us now. Yeah. It is worth saying.
Are you suggesting that Rafinha is better than Michael Tong?
He's better than Luke Varney. I think he's because sometimes you can get Varney up front in this version as well, wouldn't you?
Dear Lord,
it was bad.
Even if we're a bit underwhelmed with the game on Saturday, better than that shit, wasn't it?
A lot better than that shit.
Yeah, and it is difficult as the Premier League. I'm just glad to be in it when you think about Luke Varney tripping over his own feet in front of the East Stand. That's all. That's all. On to Totally Saints then. What do they cover? Is it mostly Southampton, or is it all Southampton?
It's not Totally Saints. They talk about Leeds a bit.
Right, okay. Let's listen from them.
Leeds were on the back of 2 wins. We were on the back of 3 defeats. So to stop the rot was decent, and overall it was a fair result. It wasn't like we nicked it. I didn't feel like we deserved to win the game. I didn't feel like they did either. The second half was really weird. There was lots of effort and lots of energy from both teams, but next to nothing when you look at goalkeepers and what they had to do. So I don't think either side deserved to win it.
Yeah, fine.
Red Bull football really sets the pulses racing, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, nothing happened second half. Just loads of people.
Just got to jitter around off your face on taurine and caffeine.
That's what did it for old Jack Clark, wasn't it, apparently? The overdose of Red Bull on the bench. And
I mean, they were handing out bottles of Boost outside the club, so could have had a repeat. I mean, it would have been more interesting, probably.
Yeah, I think is it Sainsbury's own is called Pink Bolt. Sugar-free, yeah.
I'm a Red Thunder man myself.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury's got his own out now, hasn't he?
Has he really?
He's like on sale in Iceland or something. It's in the shop, not the country.
Yeah, or maybe both.
Well, maybe, yeah.
I saw it in there the other day. 'Cause I was buying from Food Warehouse. I was buying our cans of pop that we get through, and I did see it in there, and I thought, maybe not. Maybe not.
Although we've recently discovered that our drink of choice at the minute, which is Iron Brew Extra, not sponsored to bring you this, by the way, it just happens to be whatever's cheap that Michael finds in Food Warehouse. This has got caffeine in it. Yeah.
Get it down you. It's fine.
I did take one of the bottles of Boost because I thought I'm not drinking today, so I'm going to need something.
Did you bring it in case Southampton scored and celebrated in front of us?
Well, this is the thing. As I was walking into the Cop, they made me take the lid off it. And I thought, I wanted to throw that at James Ward-Prowse later. But then I had about 2 sips of it and thought, this is actually horrible. Just put it
Take your own supply of caps. So that's the best way of doing it. Let them find some caps. Keep your own caps.
Just take you could start dealing them.
I normally take a dozen in a condom into the ground with me.
How do you get them in there? Oh, is that not for this show?
I'll show you the pictures.
Or maybe not. Right, Totally Saints have got another one. Then let's have a listen to this.
Bottom line, I think we more or less settled for a point. I think with about 20 to go, I think we settled for a point. Ralph threw Nathan Teller on because that's let's put a quick player on and try and unsettle them that way. I don't think Leeds' back four is that great. I think if we'd have been on a run where we'd won maybe 3 or 4 games, we certainly would have put more into winning this game, but in the last 20 minutes. But I think that having lost 3 games, I think we were more than happy with the point. And if we'd have won, it would have been a bit of a travesty. I think we were probably the team most likely to win it in the second half, but didn't do enough for me.
They've annoyed me by being too fair.
Yeah, they are very fair. There was just more of this. I listened to loads of it.
Be bitter.
More and more fairness. And then talking about Southampton, which is...
whatever. But he's right. They had settled for a point. We identified this on the match ball.
You get the feeling we sort of had as well.
Yeah,
we weren't really pushing, were we?
Don't lose it. I think that was very much in evidence with them because they had us on the back foot, but then they were like, it's all right, isn't it?
Well, I think Moscow picked up on it after we brought Phillips on. They kind of went, it's fine. We'll just draw.
I think I said that because it was a good point, so I'll take that one.
Okay, fair enough.
Whatever he said, he's not here to defend himself.
He's not here to claim it, is it? And I quite like their approach to their subs as well. He's just gone, just put someone quick on. It's kind of the more old-fashioned way of doing subs, isn't it? Just someone good, quick, someone quick, tricky, someone who can get in amongst them. Someone quick or someone big. They were always the classic.
Your 2 options, yeah.
They were your options from the bench, weren't they? So, or in Warnock's case, someone who's on a good appearance bonus.
It's Matt Smith and AD White, isn't it? They're the 2 subs we want.
Ollie Peltier sometimes.
We've come a long way, lads, so that's fine. This would have been a League One fixture not too long ago, so let's cherish the fact that it's happening in the Premier League and it was a bit boring. But right, is that it for Southampton?
Yeah, there's just not. There were no angry incidents. I mean, if we'd have got the Gellert penalty, that might have generated a bit of anger. Just
nothing really happened.
That was the thing. Like after the game, walking around the back of the West Stand and seeing Southampton fans passes, and it was just like, all right.
Safe trip.
Yeah, they're like getting onto buses back to Southampton.
You applauded as everyone's been very nice today.
Yeah. What's the point in getting a bus all the way to Leeds from Southampton to
it's a long
have
way.
An average day out?
Yeah, we do need to go to Southampton, by the way, for the booze baton, which if you are a medium-term listener, you'll be aware of, which is probably worth explaining. So the booze baton started in Leeds, didn't it, at the start of the season?
This is the promotion season.
Was it the promotion season?
It was the promotion season.
Yeah. And we said we will have our promotion because we confidently said we'd get promoted that season, which we did, obviously.
I don't think I was involved in confidently saying it.
At a canter. And then we said when we lost, it would then pass to that team and it would work its way around the football map. And we would have a drunken, maybe even podcast, we said we'd do. And via whatever means, it ended up, I think, via the League Cup, didn't it, with Southampton. And we said we'd end up having a party in Southampton. And also there was a European version, which, because I think it broke off via Liverpool, that ended up in Munich, didn't it, or something like that. So we're supposed to go to Munich and get drunk. We're supposed to go to Southampton and get drunk. We've done neither. There was a pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, that did interrupt it and spoil things a bit.
Well,
and arguably it spoiled more than just the booze baton. I think there were bigger things at play, probably. But this was, this was one of the casualties of it. So, I don't know. It feels like now, I mean, do we want to go to Munich? I suppose we were going to go...
Munich Brilliant.
We were going to go and reclaim our European Cup, weren't we? Was the other thing.
We're going to Wales, aren't we?
Well, I was going to say, instead of going and getting drunk and doing a podcast, we are doing a charity walk, aren't we? So, which is better, which is more important.
We're only in Wales for about 5 minutes of that walk as well. It's very, very close to the border. I think it's about 5 miles in, we cross back into England.
I like saying we're walking from Wales, but I don't really tell anyone from Wales.
Cardiff-ish, somewhere down there.
It's the Pembroke coast, just up a bit.
Anyway, the same.
Right, let's get into this batshit stuff then.
Yes, this is Matt Le Tissier. If you follow
Southampton's greatest ever footballer, if you're not familiar with Matt Le Tissier, what a talented guy he was. Stayed at Southampton all his career, didn't he? Then legendary number 7. Everyone's saying you should get a move to a so-called bigger club because you then, England career, win trophies and stuff. But he stayed there, which was to his credit.
And he's one of those players, I guess because he played for Southampton, who are they're an inoffensive club, aren't they, I guess? Who are their rivals? Who hate Portsmouth?
Yeah.
Other than to Portsmouth fans, maybe Brighton, do they get involved?
No.
Plymouth? I don't know
Brighton is Palace, isn't it?
I don't know if they've got any other South Coast beef.
There was that weird flex, wasn't there, like the Monday night game, Palace against Arsenal, so the Palace fans were booing Ben White because of his connections to Brighton.
Oh, gosh, who cares?
Honestly.
But yeah, because Southampton have always been quite inoffensive, Matt Le Tissier was dead good. I feel like he was one of those players growing up that everyone liked. Like I used to like him. I'm pretty sure a goal of his was applauded once at Ellen Road because he used to. If you've never seen him play, just go watch his compilation on YouTube.
Yeah.
Some absolutely amazing goals, like twatting him in from 30 yards. In off the bar, volleys.
Honest, if you are going to consume anything on YouTube with Le Tissier in it, go for that rather than...
order by date, ignore everything from the last couple of years completely, would be my advice.
He's one of those classic men who has an opinion with a capital O to try and get some sort of validation. I'm trying to psychoanalyze him here, but he's just a fucking idiot.
He was big into 5G masts, wasn't he, when they started going up?
He's one of those
coming down.
He's one of those Twitter twats who'll say who'll post an article or whatever and goes, makes you think, doesn't it?
Well, that's what this interview is. He's on the AJ Roberts show. Now, I don't know who AJ Roberts is.
Scum fan.
Other than he's a Scum fan, you can, because I listened to an hour of this. I didn't really want to.
Has it changed your opinion on anything?
Well, the thing is, with a lot of conspiracy theories, there are little germs of truth in it. They'll be like, there are kind of powerful interests at play that control certain things. That's kind of understood, but then it goes off in weird directions sometimes, and to the point where you say it about everything, and you can't. Everything you're told, you just go, well, really though, and you think in doing that you're being clever, and you're not. What you're doing is you're applying that to everything.
Yeah.
Rather than having any level of critical thinking about the things you do believe. You're saying everyone else believes this, which is stupid, so I'm just going to believe this, which is my version of that.
I've heard your expertise, but here's my confidence.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, you would. In fact, one of the, I can't remember the people they had on. I was looking through some of the names because I didn't recognise most of the people they've had on as guests, other than Right Said Fred.
I see the
who are similarly down this line.
Which is your favourite Right Said Fred song? Because we actually, when we've been doing the Match Ball 30, which obviously goes from 1990 to 1992, right in the sweet spot for Right Said Fred. They had number ones during that era. We've kind of been trying to date stamp it with some of the stuff that happened in the charts. There was a thing called the charts once, by the way, kids. That was quite significant, and Right Said Fred did do well. We're just listening to some Right Said Fred in the break between recording, weren't we?
I mean, listening, you're underselling yourself there. I just walked into the room and you were both, I could hear it blaring through your headphones, and you were both belting your hearts out to it. It was brilliant.
I mean, Michael Asby, you've been auditioning for Right Said Fred for some time, haven't you?
I have. I'm glad I never got in, to be honest, given the direction they've gone in. When it was just a nice happy jolly romp about to some really mediocre singing. Great fun. The way they've gone since,
not necessarily for you.
But yeah, so they Right Said Fred on, and then two other people have had are these. They're not doctors, but they're people with medical opinions.
Oh, they're very confident.
Yes,
very confident.
And when you look, when I looked them up, it was just loads of people saying these people are dangerous. From actual people with actual scientific backgrounds, going like, what they're saying is really, really the worst advice. Do not listen to them at all. So they've had him on, and Matt Le Tissier. So it goes from people who are the scientific community to Right Said Fred via a good 90s footballer in Matt Le Tissier.
And just before we play this, maybe you're slightly down a wormhole, you have particular beliefs around it, and you'll tweet some annoyance at us at this. Don't care. just a daft knockabout in it. We're just having a laugh.
And also, like, the thing about the whole point of this is we need to be questioning stuff. We need to be, not believing what the stuff we're fed, and then they are themselves feeding lies. Like there was a bit they're talking about heart attacks in football and all that that side of things, Christian Eriksen, all that sort of stuff, which had its own, questions that should be asked.
Yep.
Granted, look into it, let people look into it who understand these things. But one of the things they said very confidently was that 4 players had to pull out of the Australian Open tennis because of heart problems. Just not true. You can Google it, and 2 of them were never going to play in the tournament. One of them had COVID a few weeks before and was ill, and I think someone else was injured. It's like,
right,
but really confident. And the 4 people pulled out the Australian Open tennis.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
It's like, well, it does. It made me think to Google it and then go, oh, right, okay.
I mean, I noticed,
there's nothing in that.
I noticed that Joffrey, he got injured, didn't he, at the under-23s on Monday night? Makes you think, doesn't it?
Makes you think.
Does make you think.
Dark forces at play. So the voice you're going to hear is AJ Roberts, who is a Scum fan and sounds a little bit like David Brent.
Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. And then all of a sudden, things happen in Russia and Ukraine, and the same day, it's like, we drop everything.
Right on that day as well, wasn't it? Right on the day that we had all the restrictions come off.
Yeah.
The war starts. And you're like, oh.
Exactly, and I think again,
funny,
when you talk about questioning things, that the fact they can just drop everything when it was only 6 weeks before, they are literally like, guys, cases are doubling every day. Omicron's rife.
Omicron is scary.
If you don't want to die, get boosted. And then 6 weeks later, it's like restrictions all down, and there's no talk of any of it. It's all pointing to Russia being some psychopathic enemy.
Yeah. Here's the new scary thing that we need you to be scared about. Don't worry about the other stuff now. This is it. Whatever.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
I generally don't know what the fuck they're on about, to be honest.
The whole thing's like that.
I mean, we talk some shit to fill time on these shows now and again, but
I think the theory there is something along the lines of we were only allowed to drop masks because Russia were about to go to war with Ukraine,
and we couldn't concentrate on both things at once,
and that's why we were allowed.
It's like trying to pat your head and rub your tummy at the same time. Can't do that.
I mean,
makes you think, Michael.
The obvious reason for dropping masks when we did is because the government needed a distraction from parties and stuff, and then the Russia stuff happened as well.
Yeah, but it makes you think, doesn't it?
But it makes you think, doesn't it? What else happened around that time? Pat Bamford's foot, probably makes you think. Could be linked.
I have actually seen some nutcase linking that plantar with all the other stuff. I'm not going to say it because the algorithm will start to punish us if we're not careful, but just what I'll just say is if that's your greatest ever player, makes you think, doesn't it?
It'd be so sad, wouldn't it? Imagine if Gordon Strachan was doing this or someone, someone who
he's said some quite strange things recently.
And just to reiterate, if you share these opinions and you tweet us, I don't care.
Yeah, I will ignore you if you don't. I don't want to watch your YouTube video. Don't send me it, please.
Well, you'll just be ignored and laughed at. So let's move on to the wider world of propaganda.
Yeah, that's enough. That was enough, Southampton, for 1 week, I think.
Yeah, I'm very tired now.
As well, I feel like
lie down.
I feel like Laetitia as well, completely at odds with what I found from listening to the other Southampton fans. Like, what was it called? Totally Saints. There were 4 of them on there. One was the guy from the Athletic who was
totally sensible,
who was guesting on there. You'd happily go for a pint with all of them. Seemed really nice, very sensible, and then you get to Matt Laetitia and you think, you poor bastards, you've got to deal with that. And if you ever meet Matt Laetitia, you'd be just trying to chat to him about.
Tell me about that volume.
Oh yeah, when you scored the last ever goal at Dell, like what was it like? And he'd just be going, well, it's ruined now.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Makes you think, why didn't I go anywhere?
Why did they demolish the Dell? Fear that the chocolate box stand at the end was going to collapse.
Yes. But on to Everton. Kieran Rance, who's an Everton man.
Oh, is that his actual surname or is that his style?
That's his
nominative determining.
It's his YouTube account name. It may be his real name too.
Can we hear it?
He's just getting it. They're starting to turn on Frank a little bit, which is nice.
And you know what? Looking at the performance today, it was probably the best away performance we've had under Lampard. That's only because under Lampard, every single away performance from bar today was a 0 out of 10. 5-0 against Spurs, 4-0 against Palace, 2-0 against Southampton, 3-1 against Newcastle. All were 0 out of 10s. So I don't know why we're going to be complimenting Lampard and complimenting any of the players today. I can't do it because they're not good enough.
Nice to actually hear a Scouser on the Everton channels because we've tended to find loads that are not from Liverpool.
The Brummie one's curious, but yeah, good. They're starting to realise they're putting the pieces together.
Yeah.
He doesn't need a conspiracy theory. You just need to look at points per game for Lampard and go,
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Makes you think, why have we given him this job? It's almost like before he was really propped up with a load of good players, and then take those away.
Lampard in. That's what I've always said.
Do you think it's causing Lampard a lot of stress?
Yes.
What makes you think that?
His hair.
Yep.
I say he is obviously a stressed man himself.
What was the particular stress that caused you to tip over the edge?
I don't know. I was about 22. But do you know what? I feel like I embraced it more than Frank.
Yeah.
Frank will be upset about his.
Yeah.
Even though he's at an age where,
it suits you. And I only poke fun at it because it suits you.
These things happen, don't they?
Yeah.
To men in their 40s.
Yeah.
But, Frank's getting a bit precious about it. If you just give it a little slap from behind, you see him. Fine, that's a week's wage. That's a week's wage that's cost you.
Stop doing that, Richarlison.
Oh, that Richarlison in that game. Funny. Anyway, we'll talk about relegation watch in a little while. So I went to Chelsea Fan TV because I was actually trying to find some proper upset about the Brentford game, because obviously they got dicked by the bus stop in Hounslow and all that. They were sort of annoyed.
It was funny, wasn't it, by the way? We should say it was. I mean, I know that we wanted to sort of claw Brentford in, but equally to see Chelsea getting absolutely dicked under the circumstances that they're under at the minute, like that sense of injustice. Like, why us? Why are you picking on us? It's like, because of their owner.
I did watch a video. It was from joe.ie, that website.
Yeah.
Just football and other stuff. They were chatting to Chelsea fans outside for a few weeks ago.
I saw that, yeah.
And a woman saying, "I think Mr. Abramovich seems like a really nice guy. I don't know why they're picking on him and stuff." You think, is he though? Is he really a nice guy? And just as you'd expect, huge amount of whataboutery. And then they chat to a Newcastle fan who says, "Yeah, I think he's absolutely right to sanctioning him." And then they ask him about their owners, and he goes, "It's just jealousy, isn't it? That everyone wants our owners to get in bother to." It's like, well, not entirely, no. But anyway, hateful bunch of bastards. Get rid of all of them. But yeah, so Chelsea are in the process of maybe being bought out by someone, and the fans don't want him. Right. And I think they're pretending they don't want...
I don't want that billionaire. I want a better billionaire.
They're pretending they don't want this person because of some racist comments he's previously made.
It's a bit unfortunate.
The reason they actually don't want him is because he runs American sports teams in a way that suggests he won't just pump billions of pounds into Chelsea endlessly. But anyway, there's some talk about a protest in this, which is just hearing the context.
But there's a protest at 12 p.m. protesting against a potential takeover by the Ricketts family. Really hoping that there's big numbers for this one, because this protest matters a lot. Fans' voices do have a say, especially when it comes to this ownership. Apparently the government are considering not taking on the Ricketts as a response to all the backlash. So just need to keep standing on their necks, and hopefully we can save ourselves, because the Ricketts family takeover, we are so fucked.
Bring it on.
Sounds quite serious though, doesn't it? That like they're going to be so fucked.
Yeah. Oh my god, they might have to settle with being 4th or 5th maybe one year.
Well, we'll come on to Man United fans shortly. But then he goes to the protest and captures it, and you can really get a real sense of the anger and just the size of it.
Wow,
that's it.
Really,
they don't even know the words.
He's like, "See what you made me do. I've had to stand up."
That'll scare them. From the
video, I would estimate there are about 40 people.
Right.
Some of them have got the signs on a bit of unfolded Amazon box. Where they've written "No to Ricketts" or something, which we should have had.
Say, "Can I have your shirt?"
Yeah, I was going to say it's the kind of
flip it
around. Yeah, "Can I have your shirt, please, Mason?" or whatever. But that's good.
I hope someone's shit comes in and they're just happy to tread water in the set, sort of like Mike Ashley did with Newcastle, really, and just exist. That's all I want. I want to see them just have to just exist, be mediocre and suffer.
Give it back to Bates.
Yeah.
Tell them this is where you came from. This is what it used to be like.
Short memories.
Yeah. The thing is with them, they definitely will be upset by the next owner, because
it's not somebody who's going to just chuck free money at it.
Yeah, it's not going to be someone who will happily write off billions of pounds in all likelihood. And if it is, then they'll get another bastard, which they'll probably be quite happy with, truthfully. Which Leeds fans would have been as well. It's worth saying at this point, if we'd been taken over by billionaires, lots of Leeds fans would be going, "It's fine, don't really care where the money's come from." I think it seems like a good war we're having at the minute. No, not a problem with that, as long as we get a central midfielder in summer. But it's not happening to us, so let's laugh at them instead.
Makes you think.
Makes you think. It does.
Next one then. Come on. Who's this? Oh, Idiot Bitch.
Idiot Bitch. This is...
so if you were listening a few weeks ago, this is the Man United fan. Man United fan, wasn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who tends to rant and says idiot bitch.
He was calling Middlesbrough players an idiot bitch, or was the referee an idiot bitch? I can't remember. But here he is watching Leicester score.
So I think what happened, I don't watch news as well. Bro, oh, it's great chance for Leicester. No. And the thing is, I'm not even surprised anymore, bro. What the fuck are they doing on the pitch? What is going on? Fuck my life.
I mean, in fairness, I've thought that so many times in Ellen Road.
Yeah, but with reason.
Yeah.
They're drawing 1-1 with Leicester, eh? Leicester are a good team. They've won the league more recently than Scum, haven't they? Probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Won the FA Cup last year. Yeah. They're a bigger club. Just accept it.
More successful.
Yeah. Better run. Better players. Better fans.
Yeah. Less of a corporation.
Exactly. And less babies as fans, as we'll discover from this next man. Okay. This was... I don't know if it is Dill's Football Ramble or that was the TikTok account sharing this, but it kind of did the rounds.
You know, on TikTok? I know we know Moscow tends to dabble, but...
I do have an account.
Oh, okay.
Because Moscow...
Made me
do it.
Right.
I don't really use it.
You're young, Rob.
I don't have an account.
You're under 30 years old. Surely you're on the TikToks and the Snapchats all the time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if TikTok videos of me just sat at home eating crisps are what like the audience really wants. But
you'd be surprised.
Yeah. But I did look at this and I noticed that there was he said he was banned from posting in his profile now. So I don't know if they were particularly offended by this video or something.
Oh, he does drop a C-bomb in it.
Oh,
which maybe is part of the issue.
Should we bleep it out?
I think I have.
Okay, bloody hell, you're getting good at your job.
Do you enjoy this? Oh, it's a ball in. Iheanacho. Fan-fucking-tastic. Kelechi. I honestly, lads, do you know what? Fuck it. Fuck all of it. Fuck the lot of them. Old Trafford picture. Fuck it. Fuck the lot of this shit. Get it all fucking down. Get it all fucking down. Go on. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck right off. You useless fucking man. I cannot be arsed with this shit anymore.
Good work.
I cannot be bothered.
There we go.
I can't be bothered. I had to take 4 scarves off my mum's box room wall. It's been right bad.
He goes very Neil Warnock there. He goes, honestly, lads.
Yeah, he gets a picture of Old Trafford on his wall. Knocks it off.
Oh, I like how he takes his scarves down very carefully though, because he's got blue tack on the walls.
Yeah.
I won't want to rip the plaster off. My mum would kill me. Oh, dear me.
Bless him, poor lad. They drew that game anyway. I think that was...
well, with a bit of VAR assistance.
Well, yeah.
Pathetic, innit? Anyway, that wraps it up, I think, doesn't it? We've
a bit of a thin week.
Yeah.
Who we got next? Watford fans aren't going to be angry, are they?
I think they might be, because we potentially could... this is the one they're going to be... They say we need to win this one. So if we go there and win it, it's going to really upset them.
They're used to relegation, though. They'll take it on the chin. I've seen them take relegation and playoff final victory in the same way. They just sort of go, oh, well.
Yeah, I mean,
there's another season next year.
I said it on one of the podcasts. Like, I remember getting the special train down from Leeds to Cardiff, and the misery of being sat on that train platform, waiting just to get home. I didn't want to do anything. Didn't want to go to the pub. Nothing. We just went and sat glumly on a train platform for about an hour and waited for the train to come and pick us up. The Watford lot were on the opposite platform. Just didn't give a shit. They'd just been promoted to the Premier League. If we'd have done that, and that was only a few years after we'd gone down. I mean, look at the way we sort of celebrated. I know we were denied slightly by the pandemic and stuff, but the pandemonium that followed from us finally getting back up. If we would have gone back up then, we'd have absolutely taken the roof off the place. It'd have been amazing. They didn't seem to care.
No.
Just thinking, actually, the one time I've seen Watford fans sort of look happy and singing was that cup final when they were 6-0 down to Man City. And I think that was just because, in contrast to the City fans who were just clearly bored at Wembley for winning again, they thought, we might as well do something, I guess.
Do we wear the burden of football? This is probably a conversation for another day, but do we wear it a lot heavier than other teams? And I know we're getting into... I know this is getting into, are we different fans to everybody else?
Such a special club.
Exceptionalism and all that bollocks. But I do wonder if sometimes it all weighs a bit heavier on us.
This means more.
Yeah.
Don't go Scouse.
No, I'm not. I just wonder if we suffer more for our football team. I don't know. Do we?
I think we've been very shit for a long time.
Right.
I think that might be what you mean.
Possibly.
Because that was not much fun.
And I think, because we
the whole combination of never winning anything and then being really terrible in
I think, probably because we haven't gone up and down and experienced it and gone, well, fair enough, and got used to it. It felt like the biggest monumental struggle to get back, and that's why everyone's terrified this year about going down.
There's probably an arrogance of thinking, well, we should just be there anyway.
Which is true.
Yeah. And in Brentford, yes, you might have beaten Chelsea 4-1. But truthfully...
Does it mean anything?
Truthfully, should you be there? Or should you return? Come back. Come home, Brentford.
Makes you think, doesn't it? That does wrap up propaganda for this week. Hopefully, if we do get to Watford and win, we'll have a bit more joy, a bit more stuff to talk about when our magnificent marsh ball kicks into action and we dispatch them with aplomb. Shall we do that? Good. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll catch up with you on the main show that's going to follow on Wednesday. That will be out. We'll speak to you then.
The Square Ball Podcast.